Howdy doodly, everybody! Tonight we are back with another Articuno League. We have tonight for us For Fun versus Kodiak. The boss man himself is playing, Thoob is playing, and so we're gonna get this show on the road. We got ready checks from everybody, so let's get going. So we're just gonna double check here. All right, again, we're just getting a double check. I'm just looking for the ready check. Ready? Perfect. Here we go. Now let's swap over so everybody gets to see the game. Look at that. For fun. Wait, did that not update? Oh no! Our team names did not update. Did I not click save? I could have sworn I clicked save. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hang on. Hang on. I think I know what's going on here. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right. Oh, there we go. All right, we're good. All right, so we have our bands in. They are going to be Confe, Suicune, Clefable. Ooh, interesting bands. Raven Boots, I appreciate the follow. Thank you. Don't mind you here. Dude, we don't mind you here at all. We love having you here. Yo, Ready Bobetti, what is up? Welcome in. All right, but now on the other side, we do have from For Fun, Blissey, Leafeon, Lucario. No overlaps. Very rarely do we have overlap coming in here. That is fantastic. We hate seeing overlap, so it's always good when we don't have it. But we are going to see Eldegoss, very powerful supporter right now, going to be locked in for the side of Kodiak, along with Raichu Crustle. This is a very powerful core of a team. We have seen Crustle and Eldegoss do amazing things. We've seen Raichu be absolutely filthy, and the things that it does. And let me tell you, it has been amazing. So one of the things you want to keep in mind when you're taking an attacker is your range. What's going to outrange me? How am I going to outrange it? And Raichu is a perfect ranged Pokemon. Not only does it not just kind of go toe to toe with some snipers being able to start like poke with the same amount of effectiveness, um, to a point. Give me a moment here. Uh, but it is also it's just very versatile. It's like a nice middle Pokemon. So if you don't know if they're going to take a mid range or a close range or a long range, Raichu is a safe bet to go into it, is what I'm saying. But Aegislash Urshifu, very powerful Pokemon. Strong secures from Urshifu with that Wicked Blow, but we might be surging strikes. Over here on For Fun, we have Buzzwole, Alcremie, Talonflame, Snorlax, and Venusaur. Now, if this is Beamosaur, this is going to be very, very deadly. But with the Alcremie here, with the Snorlax, Talonflame, Buzzwole, this is a very bulky core here. So we could be playing around this with Talonflame's job being to get on the Raichu and eliminate it. So we could see Petal Dance Venusaur. This could be an absolutely devastating Pokemon coming into Kodiak. But that's if they're able to get the Raichu off consistently. But here we go. Game number one. Kodiak, your purple team. And For Fun, your orange team. I was going to say your blue team. Your orange team, as the professional streamer here, has to quickly get the camera settings down so we don't make everybody motion sick. Get into game number one of the second last set for Articuno League. Week one. Articuno League week one, I should say. Nice secure coming in here from that Eldegoss. Going to be able to come out. Schubert doing a great job being able to grab that from a distance. We got nice pressure here, but we come down to the bottom lane. We already have Bulbasaur Snorlax being an absolute menace Snorlax is very threatening early game. You want to put a lot of pressure in. But Pikachu before Raichu is going to lock this in. Caden is going to lock that down. Crustle already online. JD is key for sure. That Crustle's online. We'll see just how key he is. They are. As Malinaki goes in for a cheeky 16 that Crustle's just going to let in. If we are stacking on that talent, because, you know, professional streamer missed all the items. If we are stacking on the Talonflame, that's going to be crucial. Every stack matters. Right now, we're level 6 as we go into our second clear. Coming into the top here, Urshifu, right on Radiant, is going to be the first one into these Natus. Take them all. Going to challenge Malinaki. Oh, that Talonflame does get away. Surging Strikes did not have enough dashes to get in there, allowing Urshifu to get in, get the KO, and out quickly. You don't want to go in too deep in situations like that. Otherwise, you're going to get caught out and KO'd. Reggie Drago going to make his first appearance in this set. 3 seconds out. Raichu being very smart, throwing that Electro Bell down on top of it. Huge burst damage coming through. Now Raichu's just as soon as it spawned, boom, deleted. Reggie Drago stood no chance. But for fun's not out of this yet. Look at that. Right on top of the Raichu. That is exactly what Malinaki needs to do with that. But JD's key is all alone down on the bottom, trying to do whatever they can to keep this up, but it's not going to be enough. They'll get taken down. Oh, but look what's going on in the top lane. Tier 1 already gone. Urshifu, Eldegoss, and Aegislash being monsters coming in here. Barnacus is going to just threaten this side farm here. All these wild Pokemon are going to get captured by the Aegislash, kidnapped and taken over, being like, scar me, please. And Barnacus just says, you're going to stay in my pocket till I say so. Which, you know, is one way to do that. But we already have Jungle Invade coming here from the Snorlax. Not going to be enough. Gets taken down. But that does allow for the Talonflame to get out. But we have Regieleki in the bot lane. And we have our other we have our Reggie trio in the top. For Fun is now gathering in the bottom lane. But is it too late? Right now we have the Raichu getting ready to secure this. Goes in with a nice Thunderbolt. Talonflame, not enough. Going to be a huge Unite. Gets blocked by the Crustle as they drag the Regieleki. Going to pick up the Urshifu. Trying to get to the Raichu. Not going to be able to do it, but Raichu dives into trouble. Venusaur gets dragged into the fray, into the horde as it gets taken down. Double KO streak for Barnacus here as they now look for the triple onto the Buzzwall. They didn't get it, but in spirit, we know you got it. The triple KO for Barnacus, the system denied them, but we, the casters, are saying, hey, you're going to get that. We recognized it. You don't need no system recognition. But 187 to 82. For Fun is behind right now. We are running Venusaur, Solar Beam. So that does mean we outrange the Raichu, and we have a much stronger secure than what Barnacus does with its Aegislash-Unite move. With the coup de grace, so to speak. Snorlax is in a bit of a pickle. Thoob goes down. No, Thoob, come back. Chrissy's getting locked out on that Akremi. Huge Unite move. The Fluffy Cream Supreme going to come down. Talonflame trying to dive in and throwing it down, but it's not going to be enough. Comes through. Huge hit on the Urshifu. That's going to be massive. But when you're on cooldown like this, Talonflame is locked down as Aegislash quickly takes that KO. 5 minutes left in the game. No changes in the score. We have objectives coming up. We have our Reggie trio coming into the top lane here, which is exactly what the side of Kodiak is going for. This means that if For Fun wanted to pivot for the Regieleki that's going to spawn in the bottom lane, they might be able to rip it on spawn, but no, they don't want this. They're gathering around. Maybe they got confused. Maybe like, oh, wait a minute. This is Groudon map. We forgot where Regieleki was. That wasn't it. Now it's in the bottom path, which Crustle is already down there. JD and Barnacus are already going to be ready to rip. But this does mean it's a 5v3 push up here in the top. Talonflame comes through. Does he hit the Urshifu? Oh, I don't quite know. Yes, he does hit the Urshi, but not enough as Barnacus takes him down, goes on top. Huge scores coming in, 187 to 137. We are separated by exactly 50 points into this game. Huge scores come back for the side of For Fun, but now, are they able to extract? Crustle, JD's glocking them in with the walls, takes down Thube. No, Thube again. Barnacus gonna take down our Buzzwall. Oh my gosh. Schubert is doing exactly what they need to be on Eldegoss. They're throwing out excellent heals with Pollen Puff, but this Regieleki is not taken. Now, it's important to note that this will be the last Regieleki of the match. That means there is no more that are going to spawn before Groudon himself appears. So when Regieleki now goes towards this goal pad here, you got to think, do I want to let this just hit? Yes, I know it's going to be like, so the reason why you want to think about it in double points here. Your space is at 120. If you lose that, if you lose the Groudon, all of a sudden your tier 2 pad becomes a liability being at full at 120. Because now the caps that go in, its max cap is 100. That's it. It's 100 max. So now if you go into, say, you got 2 Groudon buffs down there, or you say the team pushes down there and it's at full, that is, and they win the fight, that's 200 points going in. So something you got to be keeping in mind is how you're going to play around these pads. But Snorlax's going to get a nice engage here. Nice heavy slam going in, but going to get taken down. 28 seconds left until the Dawn himself appears. Our Reggie trio is now up. Reg Ice has joined the fray, and it looks like they will give their blessings, the blessings of Reggie Ice, to the side of Kodiak. 10 seconds away, 50 points still separate this game. Anybody's game, but more importantly, teams will know who is in the lead, who is behind, and who is now in the pressure zone and has to make a move. We're slowly going to tap the Groudon, building up our stacks on the Angel Slash through the wide guard. That's very smart. Thube's now rooted out where 4 people are. They see 4. There's their vision. But, oh no, For Fun is way too far behind. They don't know where Angel Slash is. They're afraid to get collapsed on. Huge wall from Crustle almost traps in that Venusaur. Aegislash going into the backyard. Buzzwole not going to be able to do it. Venusaur ejects over the wall, but the Aegislash follows through. Going to be able to clean up that KO. For Fun is now in trouble here. It's now the Alcremie. Snorlax, Buzzwole goes down, but the Talonflame is still here. That is a fly Talonflame. It could save the day. But we are going to back off. We're going to let them have Groudon. Now, the difference between Groudon and, say, Rayquaza or Zapdos is it's not instant unstoppable scoring, which means we can put up a viable defense. 269 to 137. Not just that, but any KOs against Kodiak is going to result in the buff transfers. But that's 1, 2, 3 down for 4, 5. Oh no! But Urshifu, oh, they're going in. They're pushing through. Snorlax is the only one on the defense. They're trying. They can't stop it. 200 go in. We're at 469 to 137. 535 to 137 as another additional 66 goes in from Barnacus himself. So, but, well, okay. No, this game, I think game number 1 is definitely going to go to the side of Kodiak. So, with 18 seconds left, this does give For Fun plenty of time to talk about their strategies going forward into game number 2. What was the oppressive thought? What was the oppressive threat? Both teams locked in their bans relatively quickly, so they must have done their research on each other, knowing exactly who it is that they want to ban out and what their picks initially are going to be. Now that they've seen some of these secondary picks, so to speak, on some of these Pokemon, or seeing some of the comps that they understood, now they're going to be looking at, okay, how do we pivot away? How do we get into this? How do we do this? So it's all about making sure that you don't get picked out. So 221 points from Barnacus. Oh my gosh, look at that. 87k, 66, 61, all the way through for the side of Kodiak there. We have a beautiful 64k heals on Schubert there. I love that. Eldegoss doesn't get a whole lot of heals off, but 64, the chef's kiss. That's beautiful. But we have 67k damage on that Venusaur. That is just how powerful those beams were. Even in a behind position, Venusaur's still able to put off a lot of pressure. And again, that Alcremie coming in with 33k heals off of, is that recover? It is recover. Again, my opinion, one of the most busted healing moves in the game. But when we look at this line here, we see that for most of the game, both teams plateaued. This means that a lot of scores didn't go in. There's only certain points. So how do you get ahead, or how do you keep ahead? One of the ways to pivot in this game is to go into scoring. So if our teams are able to adjust to scoring going forward to try to pull themselves out of a downward spiral for that Groudon fight, make sure that they don't need it, that is going to be all the more required. It will help them stay ahead. It will help them get ahead. It's going to be interesting to see how they come in, because we do have that instance where we have both teams setting up for a team fight. We have standard picks. We have standard we had like standardized comps and stuff like that. Sometimes that works, sometimes it doesn't. You know, it all depends on how well you're able to execute. So if the team fight isn't necessarily working out for you, maybe pivot to a more where you have someone just looking for the back caps. I mean, we had Barnicus going 221 points, but I think they only scored like once, maybe twice. No, they definitely got 166 in during the double points there. So, okay, maybe that's most of the bulk of the points there, but the point is that you can hit those thresholds without actually going into what's the phrasing? What's the word? Without going into double points mode. So we have our ready check from the side of Kodiak. Right now, we are just waiting on... We are now waiting on this for fun, giving us the ready check. So when they're ready, we'll say good to go. All right, they're going to go with second pick. Perfect. All right, so again, we're just saying, yep, for sure, we got it. For Fun's going to take second pick. We're going to say, yep, let me know when you're ready. So whenever they're ready, they'll come in and they'll let us know. But it's going to be an absolutely little bit of a fire match. Let's come in here. So far, so good. For Fun draft looks better on paper. Yes, absolutely. And that's one of the beautiful things about the Groudon map as well. Certain draft picks are going to look better on paper than they actually do on execution. This is still a new map. We haven't even had it for a month yet. It came out on the 4th. We're on the 13th. Now, we're barely a week into this map. We're barely over a week into this map. But so far, a lot of teams have been able to find a lot of success and a lot of learning with this. And one of the things that I have noticed when it comes to both teams, when it comes to getting ahead and putting yourself in a nice position, doesn't necessarily translate into a win for sure, but it is finding those scores early on. Whether it's a big 40 cap or a 50 cap, or whether it's a 20 here, a 15 there, or, you know, maybe 10, 12 followed up on those, you know. Basically, you're looking for small caps along the way. But both teams have said they are ready, so we are going to go 3, 2, 1. Let's get this show on the road as we go into game number 2. For Fun, your orange team. Kodiak, your purple team. Let's make sure Kodiak gets the proper amount of points here. We never did that. We had so much time to do it, and we never did. And again, guys, remember, tonight, best of 5. This means that we have a lot of games still left to go. Nobody's in match point position yet. Both teams are very much able to do this. We are aiming for Clefable, Blissey, and Suicune bands gone. Leafeon, Blissey, Lucario, gone. We didn't have any overlap last time, but we do have overlap this time. Now, one of the interesting things to see is that Blissey was banned last game by For Fun. And this game, it was banned by both teams. So this means that they're scared of Blissey from For Fun. They didn't have the Kodiak didn't have confidence that For Fun was going to ban it out again. So you know what? They were thinking, you know what? We're going to stick to our strengths. We're going to ban it out just in case, and we'll go from there. But that does mean that is going to allow one of the other Pokemon that was banned last time on the table. Do you think I could remember what was banned last time? Absolutely not. Memory of a goldfish sitting here, 5 seconds or so, you know. It's got, like, that was 10 minutes ago. Guys, that was like 12, 15 minutes ago. Come on, you can't expect me to remember that far back. That's ancient history. But, ooh, they're going to pick away the Snorlax. Thoob was an annoyance and a nuisance on that Snorlax. Enough for them to say, you know what? Crustle worked, but we're going to put him on the wall. We're going to put him on the back burner. We're going to bring in the Snorlax. But Thoob didn't like that. Thoob said, you know what? Take my Snorlax. We're gonna give Crustle their time to shine. This is still gonna be a Snorlax Crustle game, so we're still gonna see those brawls. We're gonna see those rocks thrown as fists and claw fly. Aegislash coming back in on Barnacus there. Barnacus is still doing an incredibly good job being able to isolate and pick off Pokemon that we saw in the last game. Venusaur, scary option in the hands of the For Fun. Sorry, I'm still trying to get used to all these team names there. In the hands of For Fun. So, like, you know what? That's another pick they're going to take away. Snorlax, Venusaur didn't like it. Too close. Get them gone. They're ours now. Urshifu still going to come back. It's still going to be the same. Same item build as well. Most likely going to stay with Urshifu Water. But we are going to see Crustle, Buzzwole, Blaziken, absolute monsters to go up against. Raichu, it was a problem. Take it away. Pull it out. But we're still going to see the Raichu Venusaur showdown. But Raichu's very powerful Pokemon. Followed up with Chrissy back on that Alcremie. Alcremie is going to be powerful into Blaziken there. Regardless of whether it is going to be heals, most likely, which we're going to see, or if it's going to be the Decorate Dazzle. Dazzle Decorate could be the way to go. Not a whole lot of basics and boosteds and whatnot that are going to get like buffed from it, but it provides a nice shield more frequently, and it does provide, and Dazzling Gleam coming out with 2 instances of stun and a huge swath of AoE could make the difference. So it's all going to depend on what Chrissy's going to pick here. But overall, mostly the same picks between both teams. We're only seeing the Blaziken pivot out. So we're not seeing Talonflame come back. And we're seeing Blaziken come back in. But game number 2 of Kodiak, your purple team versus For Fun, your orange team. As we now come in, Kodiak looking for match point position, while For Fun is now going to be looking to get their first win of the set. Instantly, Barnacus is going straight for the stack. But down to the bottom lane, JD is putting off a lot of pressure. Oh, I can't even tell who got that. They both got 1 each. Oh, huge knockout on the Snorlax. This means that I'm JTB. That JTB and Thoob are going to be able to push. They get their scores in. They take the score lead, but it's only by 2 points, so it doesn't really matter there. But they're able to, more importantly, put the pressure on these wild Pokemon, which Thoob has already grabbed. Snorlax going to come in with a tackle as Bulbasaur locks in the secure. But Malinaki's already down here in the bottom lane as Combusken going in, tries to does kidnap the JD. JD's going to take a quick nap, but it's not going to be enough as JTB takes down JD. Guys, there's a lot of letters here. Oh my gosh. Crustle coming in. Thoob onto that. Going to take down the Bulbasaur. No! Kodiak is now at a huge disadvantage in this bottom lane, but much like last game, Radiant, Chubert, and Barnacus are going to be going and putting a lot of pressure onto this top lane. They did not break it, but they're instantly going to be invading Malinaki's jungle. But they are here in force. Huge brawl. Malinaki goes down, but so does Radiant. JD's going to take a quick nap here while everybody is going to take a down here as Crustle Thum gets the 2 KO streak with the help of JTB and with the help of Zoro. You love it. The legend of Zoro begins now. Buzzwole is going to make this huge. Regidrago's now back in. Nice Electro Ball. Not going to be enough, though. Does pop much too soon. Get a little damage off there, but it's going to go to Caden onto that Bulbasaur. Huge engage coming in here. Snorlax going to be picking up. Going to pick up Zoro there as he goes down. That Buzzwole's back on cooldown with the Nurse Joy as we go in. But Crustle takes down Radiant. Thum comes back in with the Revenge KO. But JD going to engage. Crustle coming down, goes down now as Aegislash now retreats. JD's now going to be coming in. Nice engage, but already in the overheat, so Molinaki didn't even feel it. But it's 3v2. We do 3v3 in this bottom lane here. We still don't know which objective is which. They could be flipped again. They could be the originals. And Regilecki makes an appearance in the bottom lane. And Kodiak is going to be looking to pick them up for their mid-match 6th member that they didn't even register. Didn't tell nobody. Guys, this seems like it's a habit with teams now. They're just going to pick up the 6th random member. I don't know who Regilecki is, but we should ban them out. They keep appearing in all of these games and playing for whatever team manages to KO them. I think that's a little unfair, don't you? But we do have JD doing an excellent job of being able to zone out and keep Molinaki away from the home pad. Regilecki walks. Huge scores coming to 30 and 32 for 62 points total. Gonna crack that home pad, that first tier 1 pad open. And now it's gonna be 137 to 64 for the side of Kodiak. We do not have jump pads up yet, so that is a danger indeed to have that up. We are going to see Crustle retreat as we now come into the top lane. Both teams are going to be looking to get as much position as they can, but it's only Reg Ice. So even if one team gets it, it's not the end of the world. It's not a good buff, according to many. It's just an HP recovery. But what is very valuable about it is all of the AoE experience, the team-wide experience that it manages to give off. Aegislash going to come in, but Urshifu picks up the secure on the Reg Ice. They're now going to, Kodiak is now pushing it deep into enemy territory. They already see how many people are in the bottom lane here for the side of For Fun. Now they're going to pivot. They know exactly which Pokemon is now up. Urshifu going to walk in. Now they're going to be looking to break. 73 left. Coming in for a nice 30. Raichu going to be able to stop that. JTB doing a great job. Molinaki needs to get some HP, needs to get some heals. Coming in, and thank you. The Fluffy Cream Supreme from the Mobile Starbucks themselves comes in. Heals them up, but it's not going to be enough. Crustle Buzzwole gone. Urshifu going crazy into the pad here as Raichu tries to do everything that a Raichu is supposed to do. And it does work. It works. Kodiak is backing off. They don't push. They don't keep there. They're like, listen, the jump pads are up, but we need this Regilecki. They're going to go recruit their next member of their team. Regilecki is going to go play for the side of Kodiak once more. Thoob is trying everything not to get kidnapped by Snorlax here. Snorlax saying, listen, come play for us. We have Regilecki. We might have cookies too. Thoob is not getting tempted by that though. Cookies or not, they are here to stay with For Fun. Very loyal of Thoob indeed. Oh, Eldegoss, very cheeky going in here, but the burst damage too strong on the Excelgor. Going to the side. Oh, wait, did they get that? No shot they got that. Oh my gosh, they actually secured it. They actually secured the Excelgor buff. Oh my goodness. Cooldown reduction going to Chubert. That was a long shot, but all that matters, it doesn't matter how much damage you deal to it. All that matters is the last hit. Thoob going to come out as the Snorlax takes a power nap right in the face of danger. Nice block from JD as they come in, and that results in the KO of Zoro. The legend stands, but then he fell. Not going to be able to handle it all alone. Fluffy Cream Supreme from the Mobile Starbucks coming in here. They're going to be like, listen, I may not have pup cups, but I have blaze cups as they come through and dollop right down on top, saving Malinaki from this onslaught from Kodiak. Barnacus is in the top lane. They are farming and collecting as many wild Pokemon and AS energy as they're able to. And as they come through, that now allows them to come into a second Regice. Oh my goodness. The luck on this one is just not with them. But they are going to take it. Regice is now going to give their blessings to the side of Kodiak. We are now 43 seconds away from Rayquaza. Groudon. 43 seconds, well, now we're 35 seconds away from Groudon, as both teams are now looking to grab in zone into this Regieleki. Nobody quite knows exactly where everybody is, but now we can see that Radiant is down here. We can see that JD is down here. Now they know Thoob is down here. I don't think they quite see that Malinaki is down here, but as they come in, Regieleki is getting lower. We're down to about halfway. We have to watch away. We have to be very wary of that Venusaur beam. But, Kodiak going to be pulling out, looking for a position within the Groudon arena. Right in the pit here, we do have JD. Nice heavy slam to get away. We don't want to do that. We already have huge Electro Balls hiding in the bushes there to pick something up. But Snorlax looking to kidnap Thoob. Thoob being like, listen, we've had this conversation before. I don't want to play with you. But, Chrissy, very low with the Fluffy Cream Supreme coming out. As they now come down here, KO'd though. Huge knockouts coming down here. Zoro's trying to get back, but not going to be enough. 2 KO streak for the Urshifu. Now Bardic is going to pick up Thoob. That's 3 down. Malinaki and JTB are the only ones left standing for fun. As we now turn our attention to this Groudon, which is now going to get taken down by the Urshifu and company. Urshifu and friends going to take that down massively. But you don't just lose this buff if you break the shields, unlike Rayquaza. You can't just break shields. You have to break the Pokemon. You got to KO them. Get the buff on your side, but they're all running towards the home pad. They're going straight for the center. Huge 100 coming in. 56 seconds left, though, as they come down. But Zoro and Malinaki get taken down. Urshifu tries for a cheeky 3-point score, and it's going to get it in with thanks to JB. As we're coming down here, another KO, 2, 3, another full team wipe coming out for the side of Kodiak. For fun has no way back into this game now, unfortunately. 794 to 129. This is their final opportunity to start thinking about how they can come back to get their first win of the set. You don't want this to go down in a 3-0. Look at that pose! Look at them! Everybody, hey, hang on. We're going to take a quick snapshot of that. There we go. Look at that! Smile for the camera! Look at that. Look at that. Nice. We got some nice photos taken. That is beautiful. Beautiful teamwork coming in. Oh my gosh! Look at all those Unite moves being used. Yes, we're going to save a photo of that. Yes, we're going to have that. Beautiful sportsmanship, beautiful teamwork coming out from both sides here. Oh my gosh, you love to see it sometimes. But this does give For Fun a little bit more time to just think about their strategy coming into the next game. We have to try to get ahead. We can't keep finding ourselves way behind on points, because now it puts the pressure on us to either backcap, which is not ideal since it puts us into enemy territory. It opens us up to a rip or a team fight in an unfavorable situation. Or it opens us up to try to flip the Groudon, which is not always a guaranteed win. We've seen matches where Groudon was secured, but the team still lost. So we don't want that coming in here. But 78k coming in on Radiant on Urshifu. That is a beast. I guess that's why they picked the bear. Caden locking in 67. Barnacus with 59. Schubert looking to set personal records, coming with 77k, while JD locks in 70k on the tanking. Schubert a 77 on the heals, but Raichu comes in 97k damage, the highest in the match. That is beautiful. 61k from Thoob, 54k from Zoro in the tanking department, as Chrissy is now also setting personal best records, locking in 42k heals, and Malinaki's going to be locking in a respectable 54k in the damage department. They were up front, but I think this speaks to just how overwhelmingly powerful the front lines were at a disadvantage, but how effective They were enabling JTB to come in and allow them to do nasty, unspeakable Raichu things. But when we look at the scoring as well, look at this. Again, we had a little bit more of a balance. We had a little bit more of a balance in the score here, but again, both teams plateaued. This is exactly what Kodiak wants. When they gain the lead, when they gain the score lead, they are going to be looking to keep For Fun behind, preventing any sort of scoring, any sort of stoppage there. We need to make sure, as For Fun's got to come back. They got to find a way to come through, and they got to find a way to start scoring outside the box. They got to find a way to come into this and just say, hey, listen, we see that this plateau keeps happening with us, but they also plateau. If we're able to get the one up on them, and then we keep the game even, if we're able to stop their onslaught of our pads and our bases, then we're going to be golden. We're going to be good. And then we also have to think about how we're going to move into our pivots. We have to think about how we're going to move into our pivots. Do we pivot our bands? Do we pivot our picks? What was oppressive about the last comp? Because they brought almost everything exactly, and then they kidnapped two of your Pokemon. So you got to think, well, where do we go? Do we ban certain things out then? Do we have to give up certain Pokemon? It's a mind game of its own with the way this new draft, the way this new ban system works, because while not everyone is able to look at and say, hey, listen, we might have something coming in. We might have, I got voices talking in my head. I can tell us we have a new follower coming in. That is what the voices are saying. So let's go take a look who it is. Savage C4, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I hope you are appreciating the content. We are in Articuno League. So make sure that you are here. Kanye West. Oh no, Kanye West. Kanye. Please don't yee me off a cliff or something like that. Please, Kanye. But we have the ready check from the side of For Fun. We're waiting for the ready check for the side of Kodiak. So we're just going to prompt them in the in-game chat. I'm just going to say, hey, you ready? We're just going to go R, and then, so we got the prompt from the side of For Fun. They communicated with us inside the game chat. So we're going to make sure that we see that, make sure that they can see it too, and say, hey, yeah, we're waiting on you, but we're just looking for a ready check confirmation. Maybe they are ready. Maybe they're sitting there. Maybe they're just like, did we say it already? I think we did. Why is he taking so long, you know? Or maybe it's just the streamer's crippling anxiety, paranoia coming in and be like, man, am I holding the game up? No, we're not. But again, we got to look at, as we come into game number 3, Kodiak is in match point position. So For Fun has to come out. For Fun has to come through, and I have to figure out something to try to get their points ahead, or how to engage on these team fights. But our teams are ready to go. So, without further ado, game number 3 between Kodiak and For Fun. And once again, I forgot to add the score for Kodiak. My gosh, you think after doing this for so long, between this and Zygarde League and a few other stuff, we get used to it. But no, we're just gonna keep forgetting it, because that's what Hyde likes to do. But yes, okay, as we come in, we're seeing huge pivots. Leafeon, stay gone. Urshifu, get him out of here. Aegislash, that's gone too. That band is huge. But we're gonna see Comfey, we're gonna see Clefable, we're gonna see Suicune. They're like, listen, 2 games straight, they banned the Blissey. They're not going to do it again. But, oh my gosh, they did. They banned the Blissey. Now, we have to figure out, are we going to take the Blissey from them, or are we going to put Chubert back on? Chubert, lock it in Blissey. They're like, listen, you let Blissey up. We know how bad you want this. To heck with it. We're taking the Blissey. Lock it in. Eggs for days. Or, some helping hand, safeguard stuff, But now that we've pivoted this, JTB going to be locking in that Raichu. Zoro going to be locking in that Buzzwole. No tank picks. That means JD's going to be free to take that Snorlax that they want. Ho-Oh could be taken if they want. They could lock in that what was that? Slowbro? Slowbro could be locked in if they wanted to. Or, I mean, we saw Gudra come up a little bit a few times there. Could we get a Gudra match? That is kind of like a dream of ours right now. We're adding Gudra to the list because how just forceful Gudra is on those engages, how in your face it can be. But no, Barnick is going to lock in Lucario while JD finally decides on locking in that Snorlax. Now I got to figure out what we're going to decide for the side of For Fun. We're definitely going to pick away that Eldegoss. Eldegoss, very powerful Pokemon. A lot of basic attacks can be able to come out. A lot of slowing effects can be able to be utilized here as we lock in Slowbro on Thoob. We're going to be able to lock down certain specific Pokemon that have been very, very annoying. Zoroark, for instance, is now going to come out for the side of Kodiak. Radiant's gonna be like, listen, you got a Slowbro? That is like my ego is calling me. I'm gonna come in on Slowbro. I'm gonna mess your day up. I'm gonna ruin it. We don't need Zoroark Comfey. We just need Zoroark Delphox. As we now have Malinaki locked in on Dodrio. I love it. Oh, look at those triple heads. Dodrio, though, is a fantastic scoring Pokemon. With the way that it scores and the speed that it has, a fantastic Pokemon. Not just that, but it is also able to have fantastic engages, whether it's with Drill Peck or with the Tri-Attack, which I'm most likely thinking this is going to be a Tri-Attack, but you never know. I do think it's going to say jump kick, though. I don't think we're going to see agility, but that is something that we're going to have to wait and see on. We got two stackers for the side of Kodiak. We have two stackers for the side of For Fun. So both teams are going to be stacking into their respective lanes and with their respective junglers. So it's going to be about who can get those stacks first. Lucario is a very devastating Pokemon. You do not want this on your back line. He can shred a Dodrio. He can shred an Alolan Raichu. But we got gold badges coming out here. This is the best of the best. The cream of the crop. Zoroark Lucario, gold badge. Malinaki coming in here on the Dodrio, gold badge. JTB, blue badge on that Raichu. We got a little green badge coming in, a little green badge action coming out here on the Eldegoss and onto the Snorlax there. So, kudos to those badges there. But as we now come into game number 3, match point for Kodiak, your purple team. And For Fun, your orange team, looking for their first win of the set. This is going to be fire as our now Lucario versus Buzzwole action takes off. Oh, they're just going to give each other a little click slap on the wrist there as they go by. Going to get their stacks. That's one stack for each. Lucario going to quickly get their second one. Zoro is going to get contested, but that is a powerful secure option there from the side of Zoro. Fell Stinger, one of the strongest secures in the game. There's not much in the game that can out-secure a Fell Stinger, but that doesn't mean it's impossible. That doesn't mean you can't time it well or you can't mess it up. But down in the bottom lane here, again, we are having excellent pressure from Thoob and JTB. They are a little bit low on HP, but they are up on points. They definitely have one more wild Pokemon as Malinaki comes into the bottom lane once more. And we do have Radiant coming into the top. They're going to get the Zoroark combo off on top of Zoro, but nice eject, nice lag behind. They're going to let these scores in, but what's important is they didn't get KO'd for free. Zoroark is going to go into the center path here on Malinaki. He's not going to be able to come back and grab it. Zoroark getting that red buff from Excavalier for free. Getting vision on where the Excelgor is, going to be backing out now as we have Malinaki and Thoob, followed up by JTB coming in here onto this here. But huge combo coming in from Radiant, picking up the KO on the Raichu. Thoob does get out, but Malinaki is getting hunted down. Dodrio trying to live on 1 HP in a dream. Now I know he saw he had like a third of his HP, but let's face it, it's Dodrio. He's squishy. That's 1 HP in my books. Any sort of tap there, but Zoroark, oh my gosh, Radiant is not letting this go. They really want to lock in this game number 3. They're like, listen, it is late. We are ready to go. We're here. We're on Regidrago now. That's already spawned. It's been here for 25 seconds, and we just saw him get taken now. Poor Reggie Drago, ignored for so long. Caden is now on the back foot, retreating back into their pad as Barnacus now joins them. JTB doing excellent jobs with Thub being able to zone out. Malinaki is now in a bush, doing Dodrio spinnies. Nice drill peck capture onto those all swab blues. You got to make sure you get your side as much wild Pokemon as possible, as much experience as possible. Nice trigger of Steadfast from JTB onto that Lucario. That means it will not have it for the next engage because it is quite a little bit of a cooldown here. But as it comes down, nice pickup. That Steadfast should be back by now. So if it gets triggered again, let me tell you. But we do have nice heals coming up from Chubert. Chubert is like, listen, I had 67k or 61k on I had great heals both games with Eldegoss, but now I'm ready to really show the world what I can do as Blissey. And eggs and breakfast for everybody is exactly what that Blissey is ready to do. I'm going to lock down, take this Regieleki, send it back. Guys, I just want to know, we have 3 for 3 on Regieleki being in the bot lane versus and the Reggie trio being in the top lane, which we don't even know which Reggie it was, by the way. It was taken so fast. We were just so blindsided by everything, but nice engage from JD. Buzzwole tries to pick him up, but doesn't get it because the block makes the Snorlax unstoppable. Not untouchable, unstoppable. Nice Blissey Unite from the coming up from left field onto Barnacus. Going to take out 1, 2, 3 members of For Fun as the 4th member goes down for a 2 KO streak for Barnacus. Right now we have pure map control, 256 to 57. So right now, For Fun needs to find a way to come back into this game and get their points back on the board. We're not quite halfway through this game yet, so guys, even if this is the final match, there's still a lot of games left to play. So we have to find a way for Fun to come through. Dodrio is going to unite, but look at that. That was actually a really funny interaction, I'm not going to lie. I'm sorry, Malinaki. As much as your pain amuses us, actually, as much as it hurts, your pain amuses us. And I'll tell you right now, that Dodrio unite, it just didn't know which way to go in the face of the Snorlax block. It just couldn't get to its destination and had to end eventually with the Dodrio's knockout. Nice jump from Thub. We do not have a unite move on that Slowbro, but we are very, very close. There it is. Nice tick into the unite move from Thub there. We are going to be hopefully looking to lock down the Zoroark. There's the Zoroark. We see the vision. Now, can Thub aim it at the right target? Waiting for the correct engage. There's the Snorlax. Got to push it out. Thub's getting on top of the Zoroark. Nice coming in here. Nice unite on the Zoroark. Can we get a collapse? We do not get a collapse on that. Blissey doesn't unite move for it, but it does the next best thing. Healing it up, making sure that it's taken care of. Delphox coming in. Huge fanciful fireworks coming in. Not going to be able to pick up many KOs. Whoa, man. Okay, never mind. I stand corrected. Got the triple knockout onto For Fun. Wow, what have I been looking at? What have I been... Imagine getting corrected by the game. The game is right about one thing for once, finally. Nice bit of Alteria's and Swablu's going to get gobbled up by Barnacus and Caden as they're going to lock this in. We have Chubert trying to stick close to any sort of power as JD now collapses on Regieleki coming down to this bottom lane. Looking to get as much vision as they can. Meanwhile, Thub and JTB are going to collect the side farm. Malinaki collecting into the center. And meanwhile, Zoro and Chrissy. Yes, I just want to make sure I got the name right. Zoro and Chrissy are going to be looking for a push into this top lane. Again, we got to look to get points on the board. Oh, but we are not going to give up this bottom lane here. Snorlax going to off lane and score a few points here. 279 to 57, 1 minute out from the Groudon himself, the dawn of all objectives. The Groudon. Although, I mean, when he appears, it almost looks like he's the Grouch Don. I'm just saying. But, oh, this is huge. Knockout on both Malinaki and on JTB from JD and Barnacus. This is going to be huge as they now push into this and stop any sort of push for a while. 30 seconds out from the Groudon themselves. No other objective going to be spawning in. So now you would kind of have to look at the levels. We got 13 on Lucario, 13 on Delphox, 13 on Zoroark. They're farming up, they're trying to farm up their experience as much as possible, capturing as many wild Pokemon as they can to try to hit their level 14 spikes. These are just stat spikes, but they are huge and they are massive and they play into the game, but nobody is close to it yet. But we do have finally the upgrade for Slowbro's Surf coming in here. We do have 13 on both Raichu and Buzzwole, but we do not have 13 onto this Dodrio. Huge pivot. What was it? Huge peel onto the Dodrio there as it resets, gets HP, comes back into this game. But For Fun is getting zoned out of this map right now. They need to find a way into the pit. They need to rip, they need to secure, they need to team fight, they need to do something. Maybe back cap and score. Dodrio's got 40 points. That could be 80 in. That won't put them back in the lead, but it could put them back into the game. No, Dodrio's going to go straight in. Try to get a KO, but 1, 2, 3, 4 unites. Oh my gosh. So many bursts and booms and pop, pop, pop. Just like that. For Fun is now gone with 4 and 5 coming in. Complete team wipe from Kodiak onto For Fun as they now rip the Groudon, the dawn of all objectives. Delphox going to secure it, but do you really need it? Are you going to push? Because again, if you get KO'd, you lose these buffs. Oh, very power play. Look at that. We're going to snap some photos here. Can we get that going? Oh, we're just going to save a video, I guess. Look at that. We're going to snap some photos, save a video. Look at that. They're all right in the middle here, but this game is not over. We're at 30 seconds, 279 to 57. As we now have 5 members of For Fun coming in here. Now we got scores coming in, raining in 279 to 139. But just like that, huge score coming in 379 to 139 as they go in. We're scoring as much as they can, but they are keeping pace. 1, 2, 3, 4, 500 points going to be coming in for the side of Kodiak. They came, they conquered, and they even got some photos as they lock in this set with 3-0 against For Fun. But they didn't do it easily. Guys, this is the type of gameplay you can watch from the Articuno League. Riveting action, fun, wholesome moments, absolutely fire sets all around. Because again, both teams fought hard. Both teams played incredibly well. And let me tell you, this was a set to watch. Oh my gosh. Radiant coming in with 70k. Barnacus on 62. Caden, 73. Chubert eclipsing their personal bests with Eldegoss at 97k. Snorlax being like, I tanked, I jumped in, but I only took 50k. Raichu jumping in, 75k damage done. Tanking, nice tanking numbers from both Zoro on Buzzwole and Thoob on Slowbro at 70k and 65k. Eldegoss, we didn't get as much off the healing factor as we wanted with only 26, but we did tank a nice bit of 39. We come in with Malinaki at 35 and 42 tank, but that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, because when we look at the numbers there, 89 points, that is their main score for the side of For Fun. All in all, guys, again, great set. But again, look at this. We had huge score pivots. We had small points coming in here and there. And then it was Kodiak's game to control. We have huge lines of plateau coming in here for scores. We got to make sure that we're coming in. We got to make sure that we're getting scores in. We got to find those ways to pivot for sure. But that is going to be the set tonight. I hope everybody happened to have an absolutely fire time watching these matches, because I tell you, I did. I have so much fun casting these games. It's always so fun, always so riveting. And if you guys want in on the action, because season 11 is also a possibility that we could get for Articuno League. You know, you could, maybe we get some teams that drop. Maybe we're looking for pickup teams to take their places or whatnot. You never know the circumstances, but maybe you just want to look at the stream information, or maybe you want to find some cool people to just stack with. But you won't be able to do that unless you're in the Discord server. So join the Discord. We drop it there and we're going to have a blast. So there's the Discord link. Join if you're able to, because let me tell, or not if you're able to, just join. Come have fun. Come have a blast. It's going to be huge. And you will join us tomorrow. What matches do we have in the future? Casters announcements. Let's take it out. We have tomorrow. It's going to be picked up. Princesses versus Juice Daddies. Sunday, 9 p.m. EST. Going to be covered by yours truly and the one, the only, the amazing Thoob. So yes, guys, tonight is going to be absolutely fantastic. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys again real soon. Stick around for the raid, and this time I won't jump scare you. I'll actually wait the full 2 minutes to let you guys catch up.